Glee was hailed as one of the best new shows of the year, with both critics and viewers falling in love with how entertaining the unique the series was. There was nothing else like it on television at first year. Since its debut in 2009, the musical series has had a rollercoaster ride. Let's look back at the show, its legacy, and the best episodes. These are the top 10 Glee moments you'll never forget. Number 10, Rachel sings following Finn's death. This is a scene that Glee fans will never forget. Corey Monteith, who played Finn on the show, died from an overdose in July 2013, just before the cast filming began season 5. Production was halted due to the cast and crew's shock. Season 5 returned on a high note, but it wasn't until the third episode that they finally paid tribute to Monteith by addressing the death of his character, Finn. Aside from the opening number, in which the entire cast sings a song in his honor, and Santana's breakdown, Leah Michaels' performance was the most memorable, as she was Monteith's real-life girlfriend. We all felt it when Rachel sang, "Make You Feel My Love," in his memory. Later in the episode, she enters the choir room to speak with Mr. Schuster and presents him with a portrait and plaque she created of Finn so that other students would know who he was and how important he was. A quote from A Night of Neglect appears on the plaque. She realizes she didn't think she'd be able to move on to something better, that Finn was her person. Rachel secretly gets a Finn tattoo on her hip during the end of the twerk to remember Finn. Number 9, Nationals victory. The Glee Club consistently demonstrated there's more about just performing, as we witnessed friendship, relationships, and lifelong bonds formed there. But there was times where we all wanted to see them compete against other Glee Clubs. New Directions finished dead last in regionals and lost nationals due to an unplanned onstage kiss during the first 2 seasons. So by the time season 3 rolled around, they wanted the title. Rachel begins with a bang, The Edge of Glory, and then brings the house down with It's All Coming Back to Me Now. Finally, the entire cast performs an energetic and dynamic rendition of Meatloaf's song. It shouldn't come as a surprise, but we're overjoyed when they win the Nationals trophy. Number 8, Santana's Abula attends her wedding. I considered including a scene in which Santana comes to her Abula, Elma. The acting is fantastic and is unquestionably one of Glee's most memorable moments. However, I believe that the purpose of this list is to celebrate not only Glee's best moments, but also its joyous moments. That is why I decided to include the scene in which Santana's Abula decides to support her on her wedding day instead. Elma stopped talking to Santana after she came out due to her religious beliefs, but in this moment, she accepts her granddaughter for who she truly is, admits she was wrong, and shows up to support her on her special day. Number 7, Don't Stop Believing performance. Did you think we'd forget about this? Glee proved how good the cast could be in its pilot episode with a simple but moving rendition of Journey hit. Furthermore, if it hadn't been for the epic performance, Will might have given up on Glee Club. It's the Don't Stop Believing that convinces him that the safe and accepting environment for children is possible and worth fighting for. The song serves as an anthem for what the show is all about, and is still one of their most memorable performances. Don't Stop Believing was heard 5 more times on the show, including the first part of the series finale, where Will recalls the first time he heard it. It is what brought the Glee Club together in the first place, and it was what made us believe in Glee from the beginning. Number 6, Sue's speech at her sister's funeral. Sue is hot-headed, rude, and adamant about her disdain for the Glee Club, but for the first time being the kids pass aside Sue's cruelty and perform a number in her sister's honor. Will steps in to help Sue when she stumbles during her speech. Despite everything she has done to sabotage the Glee Club and his job, Sue not only finds strength in her vulnerability, but the Glee Club realizes that music is more than just dancing to pop songs. It is a potent tool for comparison, connection, and love. This is a hugely important episode and one of Glee's pinnacle plots. Number 5, Double Wedding. After 6 seasons of playing with our emotions, these 2 on and off again couples married in one of Glee's final episodes. Fans were ecstatic when Blaine proposed to Kurt in season 5, but they were heartbroken when their engagement was cut short. When Santana and Brittany revealed their master plan to have their friends marry alongside them at their own wedding, the audience yelled, "Do it!" So we not only got the Brittany wedding of our dreams, we also got the double wedding we didn't even know we needed. And we couldn't be happier. Number 4, Rachel wins the Tony. Rachel accepts her Tony Award in the final episode of Glee, thanking her teacher and Glee Club friends. She says on one of my favorite quotes, "Being a part of something special doesn't make you special. Something is special because you're a part of it." Rachel's transformation from a pompous, selfish adolescent to a strong, kind, and intelligent woman is cemented in this moment. She finally understands that the art isn't about impressing others, pretending to be someone you're not, or attracting attention. True happiness comes from contributing to something bigger than yourself and being proud of who you are. Not only that, but this is a pivotal moment in Will's life. Throughout his life, he has second thoughts about pursuing his Broadway dreams. This is the point at which he realizes that his life's purpose is not to perform on Broadway, but to bring the performing arts to these children. Number 3, Will and Emma get married. While Glee is mostly about love, lives of the kids in the Glee Club. One of the cutest romances out of co-workers Will and Emma. They began as close friends despite the fact that Emma is in love with Will and he is still married to Terry. Will's feelings for Emma grow over time after Emma offers Will advice of the Glee Club and its members. Despite the fact that the roles in a relationship are constantly reversed, Will eventually discovers Terry and becomes available to date Emma after discovering that she was faking her pregnancy. After overcoming bad marriages, other people's relationships, and even a failed attempt at a large church wedding, it all comes down to this simple moment. Emma is finally able to exchange vows with the man she loves and recalls how she loved him from the gooey start. Without a huge and fancy ceremony to scare her, in her choir room, surrounded by the Glee Club, these two finally and quickly skip to the part we'd all been waiting for. Number 2, Prom Meltdowns. Kurt is the victim of a cruel prank on the prom night and is crowned prom queen. But it wouldn't be Glee without more drama, and we see Finn fight Rachel's prom date, Jessie. Brittany consoles a distraught Santana, and Rachel's blamed for Quinn losing the title of queen. The episode particularly tackles a difficult topic such as homophobia and demonstrates Kurt as a strong character he is when he returns to accept his crown. Unfortunately, Prom King Karofsky is not yet ready to reveal his true self and refuses to dance with Kurt. Unfortunately, this disastrous prom has some touching moments, and the following year's prom goes much better when Santana and Quinn rig the votes so Rachel and Finn win the prom queen and king. Number 1, Finn proposes to Rachel. We eventually lost track of all the couples on this show, but we never lost sight of Finchel. Even when they're dating other people, these two had feelings for each other. After Will proposed to Emma, Finn decides he wants to spend the rest of his life with Rachel and decides to propose himself. Finn talks about Rachel being an inspiration to him on the auditorium stage where their romance first blossomed. He delivers a heartfelt and genuine speech without any grandiose gestures. Finally, he pulls out the ring and asks Rachel, who is surprised, to marry him. So what do you think? What do you miss about Glee? What do you think of all the top 10 Glee moments you'll never forget? Let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.